tomorrow we're going to go over. We're going to do some news, and I'll get into Bernie's corporate accountability plan. And but before we do, and we'll do that tomorrow. Here's a CNBC anchor who has a really smart analysis of this plan. Remember, Bernie Sanders, depending on which poll you're looking at, is in second or third place nationally. He is been consistently in the top 2 or 3 candidates, 1, 2, or 3 in all the states, frankly. And so a very serious contender for the presidency. One of the beautiful things about working at a business channel is that you don't have to take anything seriously, apparently.
Tries it with
we're almost talking more about this than Bernie Sanders putting out this whole plan to restrict share buybacks and raise corporate taxes back up to whatever. So it shows you this worked, to Kate's point, more effectively than Bernie Sanders putting out a whole plan about how he's going to tackle corporate America.
Because it's just not that surprising. You're just like, another Bernie plan. What's he coming after this time?
There you go.
That's another save the working class and not completely destroy.
I love the idea
plan.
that, like, for instance, corporate buybacks are something that's like, can you imagine? You know what's really easy to imagine about not allowing for corporate buybacks is that prior to 1984, when the Reagan administration told the SEC, basically, we're going to now allow that, even though last year that was criminally liable as stock manipulation, we're going to do that now. It's not hard to imagine some of these things, at least in a vacuum, in the context of the way that the elite, the plutocracy, essentially, have had the opportunity to write the rules. It becomes a little bit more, seemingly radical. But the idea of like stock buybacks and controlling corporate governance, these are not radical ideas relative to the world or, frankly, even our own history.
They have such a short memory, and it's on purpose.
For a long time, I think I said this the other day, Gore Vidal would come into studio back in the old version of the Majority Report with Janine, and he had written a book, United States of Amnesia, and I couldn't really grasp what he was talking about, in part because I hadn't had, 15, 20 years of watching the news and watch how just revision takes hold just on stuff that happens last week on some level. But there it is. Meanwhile,